slave labor. Internal struggles become international anxiety, terrorism, and over war. Rick, I just love this lecture. Can we move it to the cafeteria for my actual speech?
Anything in the world you want, baby.
But the worst epidemic is ignorance. A well-meaning government in one hemisphere supports the wrong party in another, and suddenly villages burn down. Slave camps spring up, and whole populations stagger through deserts that have been fruitful fields. An unwise congressional vote, an untested commercial formula, a wrong law, a false arrest, trigger chains of distant devastation. There is not one human disaster on this earth of which we can with certainty say, it is not my fault. There is not one victim anywhere today that could not, tomorrow or sooner, be you. I have spent the last 20 years visiting burned villages and barren slave camps, following homeless populations through the deserts of hopelessness. And I have seen the effort of all of you workers here at the International Humanist Association to relieve the hunger, fight the diseases, and alleviate the hopelessness again and again and again. Your tireless efforts to raise consciousness, raise money, raise human standards, if I may employ a double negative, have not been for nothing. Children are eating who would have died had you not sat here in New York making your telephone calls and licking your envelopes. Babies are alive who would have been stillborn had you not raised the dollars that brought their mother's medicine. Wherever I have been, and by now that's pretty nearly everywhere, I thank God if I have focused the eyes of the world on the babies that I have held in my arms. And I thank God that I am working with people like you who do the unglamorous work of finding the pennies to feed and clothe and raise those children. Whew. Oh my God, Rick, have you tasted the coffee?
Fabulous.
Oh, there's only this ghastly powdered stuff. Oh, like the powdered foods you send to the camp when we first get there. Suitable only for the very desperate. You don't think I get too impassioned about it all?
Oh, thank God you do. Thank God you always do.
When I was a starving little girl growing up in the ruins of Hungary, a long time before I stepped in front of a movie camera, the International Humanists came through the rubble with boxes of food and clothes. Before I wanted to be a movie star, I wanted to be that golden-haired lady that opened a box and gave me a chocolate bar.
Well, you've had it all.
I have. I have indeed. I was 10 years a star and now 20 years an international humanist. And to top it all off, I've even been blonde.
I don't know how you do it.
With Clairol number 7. I don't know if I do it. I sometimes think the golden-haired lady waving the ebony and beige and maroon babies isn't me at all. I'm still the little orphan in Russian army boots sitting on a pile of bricks, watching the golden goddess play Lady Merciful for the cameras. You know, it's not right that people should have to see a movie star visit Eastern ruins or African refugees before they feel moved to help hungry children. We should all of us realize that every child in the world is ours, is us.
Yes, we should.
And some do. You do.
Yes, maybe. But the one thing I've learned from directing the International Humanists all these years is that you have to start with people as they are, and then do your darndest to make them into what they ought to be. And all I can say is, if the people of the world need to see an Oscar winner wave a baby before they feel moved to beat it, then we are darn lucky to have found the loveliest and most unselfish actress of all.
It is not unselfish. You can scratch that. It's me I'm helping. Every one of those babies is me. If I hadn't been a starving orphan, I'd probably be sitting in Hollywood praying for a series like all the other overage stars.
Why don't you put some of this personal history into your speeches?
Because I get enough for myself just helping the kids. People like you, from comfortable homes and rich backgrounds who support these causes, you're the ones to be commended. Well, you've got nothing to gain from it all. Neither starving baby. It's not yourself you're feeding. You're not even getting the pathetically small salaries that these wonderful people I'm going to address today get. You're the unselfish one.
Don't kid yourself. Directing the International Humanist is just a clever way to meet Hollywood blonde.
Rick, you are profoundly evil. And as a world traveler, I know what I'm saying when I say you are the only grown man on earth who still says gosh and darn.
Well, doggone.
Now, to stop all this nonsense and sit there like a nice monster and hear me through the second half of my speech.
You just read the thing now.
No! These people do the day-in, day-out drudgery. They work in this windowless basement while all the glamorous resolutions go on upstairs. They get very little thanks or recognition, and on top of it all, they have to drink this coffee. They deserve the best I've got to give.
Okay, boss lady. You win. Go.
The humanist goal is not to make these people dependent for life, but to raise them into the ranks of the self-sufficient. To give the hungry food, yes, but to give it while teaching them to raise subsistence crops. To clothe the naked, but while teaching them the basic crafts of weaving and sewing that have often been lost on their refugee flights. To heal the stricken, but while teaching them to create permanent health care centers so they can carry on while we move on to the next polluted pond or barren waste to help the pilgrims waiting there. It can happen. It does work. I have seen it happen. I have entered filthy, wailing herds of human beings and left weeks later looking back at orderly, functioning, vital new towns. It does happen.
I wish you could leave this next part.
Oh, I wish the world could leave this next part out. But it is also true that very, very, very often, what we leave behind is wiped out in a night or in years of savage back and forth fighting, in wars whose purposes are as obscure to those who fight them as they are to the refugees who are slaughtered and scattered by them.
Have you ever played Joan of Arc?
Shut up, you total fool. But we cannot think of that, or only of that. I am willing to return when the smoke is cleared and the vultures have dispersed. I am willing to return to the scattered site of shattered dreams and raise that baby from the ruins and begin again. I know that I can always begin again as long as I have you behind me. And I know that we can win. We have won merely by surviving. We have won by willing the Humanist Institute to be. We cannot stop the war. That is beyond our hope and scope. What we can do, what we will continue to do, is reach into the rubble and raise that hopeful child. Whatever it is you hope that child will be, remember, no one can be anything unless they are alive.
Sylvia, I'd follow you to Saturn when you talk like that.
You forgot to say my gosh.
Do you know why I show up so often when you're in the North Seas or the South Glaciers or whatever? Because I feel like giving up. I need to hear you preach again.
Well, isn't it about time you used some of that surplus testosterone and moved my lecture into the employees' cafeteria so Joan of Arc can preach to the troops?
We're supposed to wait until exactly 12. Seems they're moving some big Near Eastern nabob out through this basement.
Is that the hubbub I had to shout that last part over?
Seems he needs a lot of guards. 95% of his constituents would like to barbecue him.
Here. I hope that's a figure of speech.
Golly, what's that?
A car backfiring?
We're underground.
Subway's backfiring?
Death to the Imperialist too! Death to the Imperialist too!
God!
Hey, cops! Hey, cops, I have a woman in here! I warn you, if you don't let me fail, kill her! I let the woman go. I can give you money. You can walk out of here hiding behind me.
No.
There is no other way out.
Well, yes, there is. There's a way out of here. Come here.
Come here! Come here!
Listen, there's someone important. I want
Stop that!
Rick, it's all right. Hello? Hello? Listen, this is Sylvia Washburn. I and Richard Palmer are in here. God, he got Sylvia Washburn. Are you all right?
Tell him I have a gun!
He has a horrible gun. Are you all right?
Tell him I will use it!
He says he will use it. Has he harmed you?
Tell him I want a
He
helicopter!
wants a helicopter. Are you all right? Oh, for heaven's sake, I mean manhandle that, son. What do you think?
I am not! Stop that! I am not a son!
There was a subway backfiring.
I am not a son!
Well, then what are you? Would you quit manhandling me? Rick, no! If you kill this man, if you kill either one of us, they will come through that door and make mincemeat out of you. Behave!
Women do not talk to men like that!
You're not a man, you're an animal.
Cannot insult me!
It wasn't an insult, it was a description.
I forgive you.
You do not know what you have done!
What have you done, more importantly?
I struck a blow for freedom.
Well, that didn't work, did it? What shall we play now?
Do you hear those sounds out there?
No, describe them. Oh, of course we hear them. Do you have to be so dramatic?
I just sent a message to the imperialist puppets of every nation of the world.
You're definitely Middle Eastern with that lyrical style of speech.
I just sent a message that my people will not be sold like slaves.
You're probably not a communist. That's style. You might be some sort of fundamentalist religious fanatic.
I just killed the man that would sell my people.
Aha, the universal new nationalism.
Killed?
Blood, it flew like birds.
Where? That nabob you talked about. Who was he?
I don't know.
Who was he?
Don't talk as if I'm not here.
Oh, it's wishful thinking. Rick, who was it? Who was it?
Why don't you ask me?
Because it would take you a week to tell us. Rick!
I think it was Flavia.
No. No. Now we will restore its ancient proper name of Malakan.